All right, so the tech world has been buzzing for months, and now it's finally here. We're talking about Google's brand new, super hyped AI model, Gemini 3.0. And let me tell you, the hype, it is absolutely off the charts. And this quote right here from an early tester, it just nails the feeling. He said, "This is the most powerful vibe coding tool I have ever seen." And that's key. We're not just talking about another slightly smarter chatbot. No. This is about a tool that can literally bring your ideas to life in a way that feels like actual magic. So that really is the big question, isn't it? Is this thing the real deal? In this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise, dig into the actual data, and see what this model can really do. Could this be the moment Google finally retakes the AI crown? Let's find out. Okay, so the story of Gemini 3.0 is pretty interesting. It didn't just drop out of the sky with a big fancy press conference. Nope. Like a lot of the best stuff in tech, it started with some juicy leaks. Yeah, that's right. Developers, the ones in the trenches, they were the first to spot it. It was kind of hiding in plain sight inside a coding tool called Cursor. And then, bam, early performance numbers started trickling out and the whispers started getting louder. You even had reports that Google's competitors were getting, and I quote, very nervous, which, just poured gasoline on the fire for the official release. And when that official release finally dropped, man, it did not disappoint. The numbers, the benchmarks, they confirmed everything the leaks were hinting at. Gemini 3.0 is what we call a true frontier model. It's out there pushing the very boundaries of what we thought was possible with AI. I mean, just look at these numbers. It's pretty much a clean sweep. On something called Terminal Bench 2, which is basically a test of how well it can use complex command line tools, it's way higher than the rest. It's also the very first model to break 1500 on the LM Marina leaderboard, and that's a big deal because that one is all about what real users actually prefer. And for coding, on SW Bench, which tests super complex coding tasks, it's right up there, neck and neck with the very best. This isn't a small step up from the last version. It's a giant leap.
But okay, out of all those numbers, this is the one that really had people's jaws on the floor. 37.5% on a test called, wait for it, Humanity's Last Exam. And yeah, it's as intense as it sounds. It's a brutally difficult test of graduate-level reasoning. The last model, it only got 21%. That jump, that's not just an improvement. That shows a massive upgrade in this model's ability to actually think through really complex multi-step problems. But as a Google exec rightly pointed out, benchmarks are great for us nerds, but they're just numbers on a page. What really matters is, what does it feel like to use? So that's the real question, right? What can this powerful new AI brain actually do for you and me? And that brings us to this idea that has everyone so ridiculously excited. It's called vibe coding, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The idea is that you can build really complex, fully functional apps, not by writing a single line of code, but just by describing what you want. You give it the vibe, and Gemini just builds it. It's wild. So let's look at a concrete example, and this one is just wow. An early tester gave Gemini this incredibly simple, but also incredibly ambitious prompt. No details, no fancy instructions, just 4 words. Make it look like Mac OS X. And this is where the magic really kicks in. It didn't spit out a JPEG. It didn't make a static image. It built a working, functional, browser-based operating system. Think about that. It had a working dock that expanded when you hovered your mouse over it. It had icons for Finder and Safari that you could click to open little windows. It understood the entire look, feel, and function, the vibe, of Mac OS X from just those 4 words. Insane. Okay, let's try another one. This time it's even more complex. The input isn't just text. It's an image of a really messy, hand-drawn sketch of a website. And the prompt was, turn this into a real website and make it look Andy Warhol style. And just look at this. It's incredible. Not only did the AI understand that sloppy napkin sketch and turn it into a fully functional website, but it also nailed that iconic, colorful pop art Andy Warhol vibe. It even filled in all the placeholder text with stuff that actually made sense. This shows it can take visual input and combine it with a totally creative artistic direction. That's a new level. All right, but it doesn't stop with websites. What about a video game? From scratch? The prompt here was to build a 2D cartoon game, specifically in the style of that popular indie game, Don't Starve. And what do you know?
From a single sentence, it spits out a playable game. It got the art style perfect, it got the font right, it even built in core game mechanics like character movement and a crafting menu. I mean, this is a really, really big deal. It's taking something as complex as game development and making it accessible to pretty much anyone with an idea. So, okay, it's pretty clear Gemini 3.0 is a ridiculously powerful creative tool. But this is so much bigger than just a cool app you can mess around with. This is about Google's master plan to weave this AI into the very fabric of everything they do. And let's be real, if anyone has the skill to pull that off, it's Google. Just look at the growth of their Gemini app. It added 200 million monthly active users in just a few months between July and November. That is a staggering number of people. And that's the massive user base that Google is about to supercharge with this new model. And a huge piece of this strategy is something they're calling the Gemini agent. Now, this is important. This is where Gemini stops being just a tool for chatting and getting information, and it becomes a tool for doing. Think of it as an AI assistant that can actually perform complex, multi-step tasks for you across all the Google apps you already use. So how's that going to work? Well, imagine saying something like, hey, organize my inbox for my upcoming trip. The agent would understand that high-level goal. It would then scan your Gmail for flight confirmations, find your hotel bookings, check your calendar, and then it would come back and propose a plan. Okay, I can create calendar events for your flights and suggest some email replies. You just say yes, and poof, it's all done for you. And that agent concept, that's just the start. Gemini 3.0 is going to be everywhere. We're talking a much more powerful AI mode in Google search. We're talking about generative UIs that can just create interactive widgets like a mortgage calculator right on the search results page. Smarter features are coming to Workspace, Docs, and Gmail. Oh, and they're giving every single college student in the US free access for a year. That tells you everything you need to know. They want the next generation building on their platform. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. With a model this powerful, it's really easy to get carried away and think we're living in a sci-fi movie. But there's actually a really serious debate happening right now in the AI community about where we go from here. See, on one side, you've got some pretty smart experts who are arguing that we've kind of hit a plateau. Their point is that we're throwing insane amounts of money and resources at these models, but we're only seeing tiny marginal improvements. But then, on the other side, you have people like the CEO of Google DeepMind, Demis Hassabis. He says progress is dead on track for what they call AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. He still thinks it's maybe 5 to 10 years away, but he believes models like Gemini 3.0 are the exact breakthroughs we need to get there. And that leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Are we witnessing the next truly great leap in technology here? A fundamental shift in how we live and work? Or are we maybe just at the peak of a massive, massive AI bubble? You know, for now, the answer really isn't clear. But one thing is for sure, the tools to build whatever comes next just got a whole lot more powerful.